Hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Myth 2 Soulblighter. Today we're going to find out how the Legion escapes from the dark. We took that bridge out in Gonan's Bridge, but I imagine they're still going to be coming for us. Let's check it out.
Wednesday, September 17th, Plain of Scales. Kruniak is dead. Our Sergeant Garrick says he saw the commander and half of the color guard running like hell back through the lines, ordering a general retreat. When Garrick caught up with him, Kruniak collapsed. He had been holding his guts in with his shield. Kruniak's last words were of the bravery of the color guard, who had given their lives trying to save him, even as Soulblighter had delivered the killing blow. Soulblighter. I have not heard that name since the days of my youth, when my grandfather would tell me stories of the Great War. According to legend, Soulblighter was killed in the last battle of that war, when Balor's severed head was thrown into the Great Devoid and the armies of the dead collapsed. But after the horrors I have witnessed so far, no tale is too terrible to be believed. And if Soulblighter is alive, and the minions of the dark have risen to do his bidding, the events of the last few weeks begin to make sense. All of us agree we must reach Madrigal and King Ulrich soon, but it would take months to get to Madrigal on foot. Garrick believes there is a world knot directly west of us on the other side of the Cloudspine. Although it was destroyed during the Great War, the dwarves seem confident they will be able to repair it. This I will have to see for myself. As we were breaking camp, Garrick handed me a journal he had recovered from Kruniak's belongings. The commander must have taken it from one of the Baron's libraries. What significance it may have had to Kruniak, I do not know, other than it appears to have been written by a man who served in the Legion during the Great War.
Alright, well I guess that dead warrior at the start of the last mission was Kruniak. Let's have a moment of silence for that guy. He seems to be the only one who knows what the heck he's doing. It's a bad business, but we gotta keep going. We gotta get to the world knot. The dwarves have to fix it. Trusting dwarves. And then we gotta get in and get out. Level specific hints. Yeah, we can just demonstrate with a berserk. Good to know. Let's see. Yeah, dangerous, very dangerous. They will blow each other up. It's kind of funny. Let's see. Just be efficient. I don't even know why they have to tell you this. And then just tells you kind of how to fix the knot. Let's get moving. They gave us a pretty good loadout for this one. We got 10 berserks. We've been gifted. I'm doing air quotes. You can't see it, but trust me. With 6 dwarves. Got 1 journeyman and 2 more archers. On the one hand, I like having lots of units. On the other hand, I get nervous when they give us lots of units because it's always trouble. However, a little bit of business to take care of first. Some more people have chimed in and want to be involved in the thread, so let's make some wishes come true. See you in a few minutes. Okay, and now we're back. Just to show you that everybody got a good name in here, we got Harson O'Leary and Pesty13480 checking in with Berserks. Ready. We got Waramingo as a bowman. Don't do that. We got Jay the Yellow, or J. Dot the Yellow, I don't know. Coming in with dwarves, we got Jesus, taking the name of my lord in vain. So uncool. Broken Box. Serious, you have the distinction of being Barry. You're welcome, the worthless dwarf. I'm sure he'll shape right up. Felling 70, oops, sorry about that, I mean Xander 77. Coming in with the dwarves. And Lookout Goose as our last dwarf. You guys are not staying together. Very, very dangerous. So with that in mind, we're just going to keep going. Or get going, I should say. But, let's take a minute and kind of discuss the story a little bit. I've always really been interested in the character of Kruniak because he's so unique. And this is kind of one of the areas that Bungie really excels at storytelling. They're very good at show, not tell. Which, okay, so that's kind of a liberal artsy thing. And yes, I'm a mechanical engineer, but, point being is that when you're trying to get a story across, it's better to just do the story in such a way that people understand your story from what they see. You don't want to just sit around and have, gobs of expository speaking, which is basically what's wrong with Star Wars, by the way. The new ones. Not the old ones, of course. Wow, this guy's really getting nailed. Pesto and the other guy, you were lucky I didn't pick you. Speaking of problems, we're about to have plenty. So anyway, the point is that with Kruniak, we don't, we're not told, like, who Kruniak is or was. Oh boy, we could be in some trouble here. Correction, we are in some trouble here.
Get out of the way. Make a hole. Make way for the dwarf.
Start dropping some bombs.
Yes, sir.
Curious as to where our other dwarves are. Just get in there. No more making holes. Whoever said that. Oh, hey, look. Somebody's gonna get their, where's Ed Dan? Ed Dan, get in there. Stab him.
Yeah.
No, not gonna work. But look, for the record, Ed Dan, I tried. You had your chance to be a stabber, and it didn't work out.
Okay.
Alright, that was a little messier than it could have been. But where was I? Show, don't tell. So anyway, so, in the case of Kruniak, we're never really told anything about him. Our narrator doesn't really seem to know anything about him. And he doesn't seem to really care very much either, because all he whines about is, oh, Kruniak made us march, and all this other, kind of weenie garbage. But I think we could deduce a few things about Kruniak. Wow, you guys ran far. Number one, he must be politically connected a little bit, because he has a commanding position in a peacetime army. I mean, that doesn't really come about too often. Another thing about Kruniak that's interesting is he actually seems to care about his job. So he's not just there as a political appointee, as our narrator points out in the first episode. When he's told that there's potentially danger in this village, the narrator is like, oh, who cares? I don't care. It's just going to be, I'm tired of marching around, all this other stuff. But Kruniak takes the threat seriously and reacts very fast. Just topping up a berserk. Which I find, pretty remarkable, seeing as how our narrator even said that most soldiers' duties is just collecting taxes for nobles and wandering around in the woods. It's not a very glamorous life anymore. The second thing is that, he has friends in high places. He knows Yari, the Pathfinder, and how does he know this guy? He just seemed to know, like, yeah, we're gonna need a Pathfinder. And whistled one up. He knows a little bit about sorcery, which is very surprising, because practically nobody in Myth knows anything about sorcery. I'm sure it gets kind of a bad name, what with the whole, dream of undying and the dead coming and all the fallen lords and all that kind of thing. So you kind of, you have that angle going, and in the end, the guy, was able to do his. I guess you could say. I guess this road isn't going anywhere, by the way.
Ready.
I guess you could say he was able to pull off his final duty. He didn't curse fate. He didn't, he didn't order the color guard supposedly to defend him. So, at the end of the day, he faced down Soulblighter and was killed for it. But it's still, I think, very telling on his character that he even did so at all. And that kind of gets back to my whole show, don't tell. Kruniak, to the narrator, the Kruniak is not seen in a very positive light, and even the flavor text for Garrick said that, Kruniak isn't well liked. I sure hope this road is going somewhere, by the way. I sure hope this speech is going somewhere. And yet, if you read between the lines and kind of see what he did and kind of what's going on in the wider context of the game, what in the heck is behind us? It is, goals. You're gonna love this. Berserks eat goals up. This is gonna be hilarious. So anyway, it's just interesting to me that Kruniak was such, for me anyway, like an intriguing, kind of dynamic character. Archers, really. Yeah! Watch them go under. Bad day to be a goal, boys and girls. That's why I do love me some Berserks.
Let's go.
What now?
So anyway, I guess what I'm saying is that at least at one point in time, Bungie was, darn good at telling stories.
Yes, sir.
They did this also with the Marathon trilogy. I don't know if anybody's heard of that, but you should. I'm sure there's a Let's Play of it somewhere. And it was kind of the first FPS that really had much of a story, as far as I know anyway, and it told most of that story through computer monitors and communications from the insane AI that's controlling your ship and that kind of thing. But, and that's kind of something that's gone down, I think, really in video games. And I hate to be, Grandpa Sevron and complain about these kind of things, but, I mean, you compare it to a game like, Halo. Not that Halo's not fun to play, please don't get mad at me, but the story is very mediocre.
Let's go.
I mean, it really is. It's almost just, a paint by numbers, to the book kind of a story. And anyway, there's really no point to that except to just say that it's a shame that that kind of thing has been mostly lost. So thank you. I guess that's what I'm trying to say is that that's my eulogy for Kruniak. He was a good guy who just, he was the right man at the right time. Because without him, we'd have no idea that the Dark are coming. Of course, the rest of the kingdom doesn't know that they're coming, but that's why we gotta get to this world knot, people. We gotta get that figured out. I don't think there's anything else up here. Yeah, in fact, I think the map just ends there.